A very good evening and thank you for joining us here at GBS News 9. My name is Beatrice Wangoi and our sign language interpreter is Alan Kiama. And we have a lot lined up for you here tonight, but first, here are the highlights.
This is unlikely to be self-inflicted injury.
Outrage continues to mount across the country as a new autopsy reveals chilling details about the death of the 31-year-old Albert Ojwang while in police custody. Kirinyaga Church raided in midnight break-in, loses sound system, TVs and consecrated items.
We don't need any of that in our city right now. Our city's trying to heal. Our city is trying to rebuild. Our city does not need to be torn apart with a provocative measure from the federal government.
U.S. President Donald Trump boosts troops in Los Angeles amid immigration protests. Morocco champions gear up to face global giants in the inaugural expanded FIFA Club World Cup. To begin our bulletin, outrage continues to mount across the country as a new autopsy reveals chilling details about the death of 31-year-old Albert Ojwang while in police custody. What was first dismissed as a suicide is now being called something far from disturbing, torture and possibly murder. Here is what is developing on the story by Suzanne Nganga.
Contrary to the initial report that the late 31-year-old Albert Ojwang committed suicide, an autopsy conducted by 5 pathologists, led by government pathologist Dr. Bernard Media, tells a different, disturbing story. The autopsy reveals Albert suffered head trauma, neck compression, and multiple soft tissue injuries. Signs not of self-harm, but of torture and brutal assault.
When I examine the whole, the pattern of the injuries, especially on the head, the bleeds, the hematoma that I found on the head, hitting against a blunt substance, a wall, would have a particular pattern, a frontal bleeds. But the bleeds that we found on the scalp, on the skin of the head, was partially spread on all aspects, including the face, the sides of the head, and also the back of the head. When we tie up together with other injuries that are well spread in the body, including the upper limbs and the trunk, then this is unlikely to be self-inflicted injury.
Kwa heshima ambayo ninaheshimu nayo katiba ya nchi hii yetu ya Kenya, pamoja na heshima ninayopatia watumishi wa serikali ambao wanatumikia nchi hii yetu, nilipeana kijana wangu kwa heshima hiyo mkononi mwako, maana nilipata habari kupitia kwa watu uliowatuma waje wamchukue yeye. Baada ya kukabidhi huyu mtoto kwako, maana hawa ni watu uliowatuma tu, leo hii matokeo inatokea kwamba mtoto wangu amekufa kwa majeraha ya kupigwa. Nahitaji unieleze kwa nini ulimuua mtoto wangu. Kupitia kwa sheria ukaseme kwa nini ulimuua mtoto wangu. Alikukosea nini ambayo inagharimu kifo chake?
Former Prime Minister Raila Odinga condemned the killing, calling it horrifying and part of a disturbing pattern of young Kenyans dying in police hands under unclear circumstances. Albert was arrested in Homa Bay last Friday over social media post allegedly critical of Deputy Inspector General of Police Eliud Lagat. He was transferred over 350 kilometers to Nairobi and booked at Central Police Station, and that will be the last time he was seen alive. Susan Nganga, GBS News, Nairobi.
Embu Senator Alexander Mundigi is firing back at the opposition over their criticism of government-led empowerment programs. Speaking at an education event in Embu, the senator defended the initiatives championed by Deputy President Kithure Kindiki, saying they are vital for uplifting grassroots community, not political gimmicks as claimed. Here are the details. Embu Senator Alexander Mundigi has hit back at the opposition for dismissing ongoing empowerment programs led by Deputy President Kithure Kindiki and other Kenya Kwanza leaders, defending the initiatives as essential tools for grassroots development.
Wale watu wanapinga hiyo maneno ni wale watu ambaye wanajipenda, wataki watu wengine wavaindike. Kwa sababu wakati hiyo pesa imekuja imewachwa kwa ile county, na hiyo county itanguru vizuri. Kama unaangalia kama affordable houses kama ile Kwembu, Industrial Park, Monday Market ya ile about 1 billion, angalia miradi ile inaendelea katika Embu County. Kuna parapara kama kuna parapara katika Mbeere South, kuna mambo mingi, miradi mingi. Hiyo miradi wakati contractors ameanza kazi. Hata hii miradi tunasikia kama contractor wa kutoka PIA, Karaba, Makema ametoka akianza kazi, vijana wengi watapata kazi. Kwa hivyo serikali inafanya kazi kulingana je ile inafaa. Kwa hiyo nataka niombe watu wa Embu County, mtu wote anapinga miradi isiendelee ama harambee isiendelee ama mambo empowerment isiendelee, huyo ni mtu ambaye ana kichwa mchuri na anjua anafanya nini. Kwa hivyo naombea serikali tuungane pamoja waweze kuja katika Embu County.
Speaking during the ACK Diocese of Embu Education Day at St. Anne Kiriari Girls Secondary School, Senator Mundigi condemned claims that the programs are political stunts, accusing opposition leaders of pushing selfish agendas. He said their criticism lacks merit and undermines efforts to boost economic opportunities for ordinary Kenyans.
Nataka ni support wale watu wanapeana pesa katika sub-counties. Naomba serikali ya Kenya Kwanza ya William Ruto na deputy wake. Tumeona mambo mengi ikiendelea kule katika sub-counties, na waomba wakuje Mbeere South, wakuje Mbeere North, na wakuje Manyata, na wakuje pia Runyenjes, ndio waweze kuchangia vijana wetu wa mbonda, mama mboga na wale wengine waweze kunjindu maisha. Kama ukikumbuka wiki jana kulikuwa na mtu mmoja MP alienda kapeana mashini nyingi sana, na ni kazi yake alienda kachanga, na hiyo sasa utakuta economy ya hiyo county itaendelea vizuri. Kwa hiyo mimi na support hiyo maneno.
Calling on President William Ruto and Deputy President Kindiki to forge ahead with the rollouts, the senator warned that the opposition voices are rooted in a desire to keep citizens economically dependent. He urged leaders across the political divide to prioritize national development over political point scoring. President William Ruto has hosted leaders from the African Independent Pentecostal Church of Africa at State House. The discussion was geared towards measures that can be put in place to achieve unity in the country. Ruto stated that it is a collective obligation for Kenyans to work together to unite the nation and reject any attempts that divide the nation along tribal lines. He further stated that the government remains committed to working with leaders across the political spectrum to confront challenges facing Kenyans and to implement programs and projects that fast-track the country's socio-economic transformation. He also emphasized that his administration had deliberate programs and policies to create job and income opportunities for the youth. These include the affordable housing program, digital jobs, labor migration, industrialization through county aggregation and industrial parks, and special economic zones.
Vile nyinyi wana AIPCA mumeungana mkawa kitu kimoja, Mungu akawabariki. Leo ni kanisa kubwa. pia mimi kama kiongozi wa nchi hii, nia yangu, mpango yangu ni kuunganisha Kenya iwe moja. It is my responsibility as the leader of this nation. Vijana 400,000 wameenda kufanya kazi nje ya Kenya. 400,000. Kwani mtu anachagua mahali ya kufanya kazi? Si kama kwa mjengo yuko kazi, si unaenda kufanya? Yes. Kama kwa mtandao kazi, si unaenda kufanya? Yes. Kama Marekani kazi iko, si unaenda kufanya? Yes. Ama namna gani? Yes. Mimi nataka tukubaliane, and I will work hard kuhakikisha ya kwamba serikali ya Kenya inajumuisha Wakenya wote. Serikali ya Kenya, I want to tell you, serikali ya Kenya sio lazima wengine wawe nje ndio wengine wawe ndani. Hapana, tunaweza kuungana sisi wote. Na hiyo ndio bidii mimi niko nayo. Juzi nimeenda kupatiana hapa manyumba, the first 1,000, 5,000 nyingine iko tayari. Homa Bay iko tayari. Machakos iko tayari. Kirinyaga iko tayari. Kazi yangu mwaka huu ni kupatiana tu funguo ya manyumba, tukiendelea. Na vijana zaidi wanafanya kazi, vijana zaidi wanaongezeka kufanya kazi, na tunabadilisha Kenya. Tayari every technical training college tumeweka computers, na saa hizi vijana 200,000, 200,000 wanafanya kazi ya mtandao kwa digital jobs. 200,000.
Shock and disbelief has hit congregants of ACK All Saints Gatwe in Kirinyaga after thieves broke into the church and stole 5 bottles of church wine, 3 television sets and the church sound system. The church priest, David Warui, say that they concluded the church service, but in the morning they were notified of a person praying and screaming inside the church, only to find out that it was the church watchman who had been tied with ropes inside the church. Here are the details. Kirinyaga County is reeling from a shocking incident after thieves broke into ACK St. Matthew's Mutethi Church and made away with valuable church property, including 3 television sets, a sound system, and 5 bottles of altar wine. The suspects also consumed sacramental bread during a break-in, sparking outrage among local residents and church leaders.
Ndio hiyo maneno yote nayo tukawacha yule ambaye anachunga kanisa, ndio watchman, tukamwacha, na ndio asubuhi sasa tulikuwa tumeambiwa kanisa imefujwa na imeibiwa.
The incident came to light early Monday morning when the congregants found the church watchman tied up and calling for help. According to the church priest, Reverend David Warui, the congregation had concluded a regular service the previous day without incident.
Shuhudia nikakuta kumefungwa, nikajaribu vile ningeweza penya ndani, nikapenya nikakuta ni watchman wa kanisa ambaye alikuwa amefungwa miguu na mikono, na alikuwa amefungiwa ndani ya ofisi ya kasisi wetu. Hivi nikaita chairman wa kanisa, naye akaita polisi na uchunguzi ukaanza. Public address, that is PA, imeibiwa, mixture zingine zimeenda, na screens za kanisa na vitu zingine kwa ofisi ya kanisa ya kasisi zimeenda.
The stolen equipment is estimated to be worth over 1 million Kenyan shillings. Church members have strongly condemned the act, describing it as both disrespectful and sacrilegious. They are now calling on local authorities to launch swift investigations and enhance security around the places of worship.
Na wakati tulikuja hapa karibu kama saa moja hivi, tukakuta ni kawaida, ni vile tu kulikuwa kumesemekana kanisa imeibiwa. Tukakuta vitu yote ya kanisa ile ambaye ni ya kuhubiri yote imeibiwa na wezi ambaye hawajulikani. Ndio hapo tulisukua na hiyo mwanya, ndio tukaita watu wa serikali ndio wakuje wasuguse, na sasa wanaendelea na investigate waone hiyo maneno imeenda anje.
The incident follows a worrying trend of church breakings in the area, with a similar attack reported 3 weeks ago at another ACK church in Mwea. In both cases, the thieves not only stole items but also desecrated sacred elements of worship. Community leaders are urging the government to act decisively before the situation worsens. Kenya has officially climbed to the 6th spot among Africa's largest economies. This according to the latest projections by the International Monetary Fund. Deputy President Kithure Kindiki made the announcement today, citing strong economic growth, policy reforms and renewed momentum in key sectors. With a projected GDP of over $131 billion, Kenya now surpasses Ethiopia to become the leading economy in East Africa. Susan Nganga with the details.
It was a moment of recognition and reassurance at State House, Nairobi. President William Ruto met with Kenyan artists and he had one clear message: the creative economy matters. Acknowledging Kenya's rising status on the African continent, the president applauded the achievements of the country's creative sector, saying they play a key role in shaping national identity and boosting the country's global image.
IMF imetangaza, sio William Ruto, IMF imetangaza ya kwamba Kenya has moved from being number 8 largest economy in Africa, it has moved to number 6. We are now the 6th largest economy in Africa. Just in 2 years, we have overtaken Angola and we have overtaken Ethiopia.
He also reaffirmed the government's commitment to ensuring creatives are not just celebrated, but also compensated. And the bigger picture, Kenya's economy is on an impressive upward trajectory. In 2024, the Kenyan shilling appreciated by a staggering 21%, making it the best performing currency in the world that year. Backing that strength, diaspora remittances hit a record high, $4.94 billion, bolstering foreign exchange reserves and stabilizing the shilling. In early 2025, Kenya successfully raised $1.5 billion through a Eurobond, further boosting investor confidence. Now, Kenya has climbed the ranks, becoming the 6th largest economy in Africa, up from 8th place in 2022. It has officially overtaken Ethiopia, making Kenya the largest economy in East Africa by GDP. As the president put it, the nation's identity is not just in numbers, but in its culture, creativity, and the people behind it. Susan Nganga, GBS News, Nairobi.
Indeed, a step in the right direction. Do keep your comments coming in through our SMS line 21144 and GBS TV Africa on all our social media handles. Let us take our very first break. We'll be right back with even more.
Hello, boys and girls. How are you today? Because I am very, very happy. So we are on Kids Mind on GBS TV.
Today we're going to make ta-da! A boba tea letter set.
We are moving to singing class.
Skinamarinky dinky ding, skinamarinky doo. I love you.
The tortoise and the hare. Friends, do you know about this story?
Now you're finished to make.
everybody.
Sasa, what unafikiria a huge mistake yenye watu wanatengenezanga manguo fashion ni mistake gani wanafanyanga sana? But then ndio ulikuwa umevaa crop top.
No.
Okay.
I don't know that style kitu ya 1980 still very relevant.
Yeah.
But fashion is trend.
Okay.
So never change to move into styling.
What's your favorite meal?
I can say kita. It's kila kitu I was dreaming of. Saying niseme I'm living my dream.
So today's topic is Rising Stars, young people who create, influence and inspire. So
on an honest note, creating is hard work, and there are people who I see their work and they are constantly pushing themselves.
Okay.
Like kujipush, like they are putting creativity up top over there.
I think no one also prepares you for the fact that the better you become.
Your networking is also very good. You see, there are people who have passion for, videography, creating videos, editing. There are people passionate about that. If you are someone who talks and you meet people and you love people, you'll definitely meet someone who's just waiting to shoot you.
But also in terms of what I put out, it goes back to what are your values? What are your values? What are your beliefs? So as much as this is trending, yes, that is trending. Does it align with your values? Does it align with your beliefs?
You can be a star without the star position. Si lazima ukue hapo mbele ya watu. Si lazima wewe ndo ukue star, ndo ukue star. Hata ukiwa hapa chini, wewe bado ni star. And as she has said, discipline is a big thing.
Everywhere, GBS.
Welcome back to the broadcast, and now to matters international news. As Uganda marked its 36th Heroes Day anniversary, President Yoweri Museveni has pledged a continuous compensation to the people who offered support to his 5-year National Liberation Army liberation struggle. His remarks at the Luwero Triangle comes after persistent complaints from the families that offered materialistic support and human resource but have never been compensated, contrary to his promise after the war. The anniversary took place at the Leatonde district under the theme, The Legacy and Ideals of Our Heroes. President Museveni, alongside Uganda's First Lady, Janet Museveni, paid respect to the fallen soldiers.
In Leatonde district to mark the 36th Heroes Day anniversary. Uganda's first couple paid respect to the fallen heroes of Uganda's liberation. The highlight of President Museveni's speech was his pledge to continue to compensate the individuals who offered support to his 5-year national liberation struggle. This comes on the backdrop of persistent cries from the families that participated in the struggle, but have never been compensated, contrary to President Museveni's promise after the war.
I called your leaders in Kyankwanzi, I think it was 2008 there.
Mu mwaka gwa 2008 President yaita abakulembeze e Kyankwanzi.
There were like 800 of them.
Bala bakulembeze nga 800.
I said,
era abagamba,
we are going to give Akasimu a thank you, the supporter 1 million.
Abawagizi abatuwagira million emu.
The leaders 5 million.
Abatukulembera nga bakulembera abakulembeze abatuyambangako nabo nga tubawa million 5.
Meanwhile, Uganda's opposition party PFF has criticized President Museveni over what they termed as embezzlement of public resources on unnecessary public events.
So these useless public holidays are damn expensive for the country. In the budget this year alone, 5 billion was provided that in addition to giving medals, they also need now to be given. Yet in the same budget, Museveni did not provide for 7 billion, which is the last installment in development of a curriculum for A-level students.
They laughed off at the heroes feted by Museveni, claiming that Kizza Besigye is their true Uganda's hero.
Most of the people that these Museveni committees are picking for heroes are actually counterfeit. These counterfeit heroes that they are going to present. Such a true and real hero is Dr. Besigye. Dr. Besigye had a flourishing career, a medical person, flourishing career at Nairobi Hospital, which he abandoned to go to Luweero. We are not celebrating just his going to Luweero, but we are celebrating because Dr. Besigye has lived the ideals for which they went to Luweero.
Victor GBS News at night.
Land convoy from Tunisia left on Monday, traveling thousands of kilometers across North Africa to raise international awareness of the Gaza war and deliver life-saving aid in the hopes of breaking Israel's debilitating 18-year siege on the war-battered Palestinian enclave. Thousands of volunteers from Algeria, Egypt, Libya, Morocco and Tunisia left the Tunisian capital in a 100-vehicle convoy to raise international awareness of the humanitarian crisis in Gaza and deliver life-saving aid. As Davis Karani now reports.
The participants in the convoy on Monday started their journey to the Ras Jdi, crossing on the Tunisian-Libyan border and traveled along the Libyan coastal road to Cairo, then to the Rafah crossing on the Egyptian-Palestinian border to deliver a message of solidarity and aid to the Palestinians in Gaza.
Coming here is an initiative from the Nabil Club, and our goal is to gather other running clubs that answered the call, such as Star Club and Zara and others. This is a noble initiative to raise youth awareness and to say that we are conscious youth and that we deliver our message in a noble way. And may God help our brothers in Gaza.
It remains unclear, however, whether the convoy will actually reach the besieged Gaza Strip, as Egyptian officials have yet to authorize the convoy's entry into Sinai.
This convoy of steadfastness, like that ship, is a message of challenge and will, and this is what the extremist right-wing government of Israel fears.
Since October 2023, over 54,000 Palestinians have been killed by the Israeli forces, according to the Palestinian health and government officials, including more than 28,000 women and girls. Davis Karani, GBS News.
Service Employees International Union and United Service Workers West California President David Huerta spoke to supporters and members of the media after being released on a $50,000 bond from federal custody after his arrest last week and subsequently being arraigned on federal felony charges for impeding an officer. And this is what he had to say.
So I just want to say that when we're here, there's protests outside. That means in there, they're in lockdown right now. They're in lockdown. They cannot come out of their cells. Not even to eat. They cannot come out.
Who's they?
The detainees. They cannot come out. So while this is happening, they cannot come out. There's also the risk, they also cannot see their lawyers. And to a certain extent, they cannot also do court hearings that are so important Because had I not had my court hearing today, I doubt I would be standing here today. We will have our time for justice, but we must do it in a way that we demonstrate the power of working people across this country and stand united. I just want to tell my members of the USWW that I hope, I don't know if the right word is forgiveness, that it was not my intention to be arrested. But I hope that I have not put them in harm's way.
Many thanks for joining this live broadcast. Coming up are more international news followed by the sports news. But first, let us take a quick commercial break.
My name is Ima Gatoru. I'm a model, a commercial model to be precise. And I've been asked this question, like, is modeling the different products that you're supposed to promote or design, and you have to have that skill of you promoting that design or that product. So how you walk, how you talk, how you present yourself, like how you pose for a picture or pose for an item in your mepewa, or how you drive into a place in your mepewa. So you have to have that art or that skill for you to actually deliver what they want you to deliver. So yeah, modeling is an art.
Mahali ambapo nakukaribisha tena kwa mpigo tena zaidi kila siku ya Jumamosi. Unazidi kuungana nasi.
Ukiangalia Real Betis walianza kwa moto sana.
Ndani ya Sports Sugu, mahali ambapo tunakuelimisha na tunakujuza mengi kuhusiana na mambo ya kandanda. Sababu hapa nchini Kenya, ligi kuu nchini Uingereza, mahali ambapo ni Uhispaniola, Ujerumani, Ureno, kila kitu inakuwa iko swadakta kabisa.
A student can transition from other curriculums, such as the Kenyan CBC curriculum, the Pearson Edexcel curriculum, and the IB curriculum, to the Cambridge curriculum.
Everywhere, GBS.
Welcome back. You're still watching GBS News 9. As demonstrations continue in Los Angeles over recent immigration enforcement actions, the White House has increased military presence in the city, sending additional National Guard troops and Marines. Meanwhile, California officials are challenging the move in court, raising questions about the jurisdiction and state-federal authority. Here is more on the same.
We're going to send 700 Marines from 29 Palms to LA. How do you feel about that?
Los Angeles is at the center of a growing national storm as President Donald Trump doubles the number of National Guard troops and sends 700 Marines to the city in response to ongoing protests against immigration and custom enforcement raids. The demonstrations, which erupted last Saturday, were sparked by large-scale federal immigration raids aimed at deporting undocumented immigrants, igniting widespread outrage and civil unrest.
To the state of California and bring in the Marines. How do you feel about that? Is that just?
The violence that we're seeing, this violence that I've seen is disgusting. We have adapted our tactics to be able to have a chance to be able to take these people into custody and to be able to hold them accountable. We are overwhelmed.
Trump is, he's trying to characterize us as rioters and looters, when really we're all out here with signs just trying to say this is wrong and this is our community.
It's a little bittersweet. We hate to see this abundance of police force being used on something that should be peaceful, but you love to see the unity of the community.
The federal government initially deployed 2,000 National Guard members to suppress the protest, but tensions have continued to rise, prompting an additional deployment of 2,000 more guards and 700 Marines. Protesters have filled the streets of Los Angeles daily, decrying what they call criminalization of immigrant communities. The move has drawn sharp criticism from local leaders and right groups who argue the show of force is excessive and inflammatory.
We don't need any of that in our city right now. Our city is trying to heal. Our city is trying to rebuild. Our city does not need to be torn apart with a provocative measure from the federal government.
In a bold move, California has filed a lawsuit against the federal government, claiming the deployments violate the state's sovereignty and are unconstitutional. With political, legal, and social tensions escalating, Los Angeles remains on high alert as both sides brace for what could become a prolonged standoff between federal authority and state resistance. In other news, King Charles III of England on Monday received a warm welcome at the Lancaster Castle as he attended a ceremony for the keys in honor of the Second World veterans. The British monarch as well met local business representatives. Here are the details.
King Charles III of England received a huge applause as he arrived at the Lancaster Castle for the Royal Keys ceremony in honor of the Second World War veterans, a tradition that dates back to the year 1851. His Majesty was greeted by a cheering crowd as he entered the castle, where he unveiled a plate. He took part in the century-old ceremony of keys, meeting with the Second World War veterans, including the 99-year-old veteran Richard Broke, who served in the D-Day landing with the East Lancashire Regiment.
Richard Brock, one of our World War II veterans.
I don't believe, were you D-Day?
Yes, right.
What amazing.
Yes, definitely.
Because there were so few of them.
That's right. Just 9 of us this time.
Really? So are you now in Lancaster?
Yes.
Just 9 of you?
Yeah, over in Northern Vic this time. A couple of days ago.
It was a couple of days ago. But we were there last year.
Yes, I was.
You were there?
Yes, sir.
At that.
The British monarch met with local business representatives besides attending a reception with a wide range of community organizations during the visit. This is a tradition that the visiting monarchs have participated in when they visit the castle since the year 1851, when keys were first presented to Queen Victoria. Victor Udun.
Do keep your comments coming in through our SMS line 21144 and GBS TV Africa on all our social media handles. And now for sports lovers, it is time for your most anticipated part of the news, the sports news. Let's get sporty. The National Assembly's Departmental Committee on Sports and Culture conducted a comprehensive inspection of key sports facilities in Nairobi on Tuesday as part of preparations for the upcoming 2025 African Nations Championship and the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations. Led by Committee Chair Dan Wanyama, the members of Parliament visited Nyayo National Stadium and Moi International Sports Center Kasarani, both earmarked to host CHAN 2025 matches. These venues are undergoing significant renovations to meet international standards, including upgraded flood lighting, changing rooms, and expanded seating capacity. The inspection also extended to vital training grounds like Kenya Academy of Sports, Police Sacco Stadium, and Ulinzi Sports Complex. Officials say these upgrades are essential to accommodate teams and meet CAF hosting requirements. The visit reflects Kenya's commitment to delivering world-class sports infrastructure and ensuring readiness for the major continental tournaments. With CHAN scheduled for August 2025 and AFCON in 2027, both co-hosted with Uganda and Tanzania, East Africa is positioning itself as a serious player in the African football stage. Wydad Casablanca, the pride of Morocco, and the 2022 CAF Champions League champions are preparing for the biggest test in club football, the expanded FIFA World Cup in the United States. With the European giants Manchester City, Italian powerhouse Juventus, and UAE's Al Ain in their group, Wydad faces a mountain to climb. Let's take a look.
Wydad Casablanca are putting the final touches on their preparations for the inaugural expanded FIFA World Cup in the United States. As 2022 CAF Champions League winners, they will represent Africa in Group G, facing a star-studded lineup that includes Manchester City, Al Ain, and Italian giants Juventus. Their recent form has been mixed, with narrow friendly losses to Sevilla and FC Porto, followed by a 2-1 win over Stade Moroccan in the Excellence Cup. Under new coach Mohamed Amin, the team is showing signs of progress and renewed confidence. They kick off their campaign on June 18th at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia against Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. It's a huge test, but the Red Castle are ready to stand tall on the world stage as they not only represent Morocco, but also Africa at large. Elvin Muyodi, GBS Sports.
Manchester City has secured a major signing ahead of the Club World Cup. Algerian international Rayhan Ait Nouri is making the move from Wolverhampton Wanderers in a deal that's turning heads. Our sports reporter Elvis Moyondi has more on the transfer, what it means for City, and what the young star had to say about joining one of the football's biggest clubs.
To be honest, I'm very, very happy, very proud. It was one of my goals to play in one club like Manchester City.
Algerian international defender Rayhan Ait Nouri has officially joined Manchester City from Wolverhampton Wanderers in a deal worth a reported $42 million. The 24-year-old has signed with the former Premier League champions until 2030 and says he's proud and excited to join one of the world's biggest clubs.
Yeah, I'm very proud, and I can't wait to play with this shirt. And my family, they are very happy also, and yeah, for sure, it's a very good day today.
The defender also expressed his excitement about playing in the Champions League and working under Pep Guardiola, calling the move a dream come true.
Yeah, I'm very excited, very excited. There will be a new challenge for me because before I never played in Champions League. Yeah, I watch a lot of Champions League game. They will be changed for me because the game is in the week, you know. Yeah, but for sure it will be quite experience, sorry. And yeah, I can't wait to play in Champions League. Yeah, very excited to work with him. For me, he's the best coach in the world. What he make in the football with this team is incredible. He likes to play football.
Aït-Nouri will be available immediately, just in time for City's FIFA World Cup campaign in the United States, which kicks off this coming Saturday. City is set to face Morocco's Wydad Casablanca, El Ain of United Arab Emirates, and Italian giants Juventus in the group stage. Elvin Muyodi, GBS Sports.
And that sports news brings us to the end of our bulletin tonight. As always, here at GBS News 9, we make your news our business. My name is Beatrice Wangoi. Our sign language interpreter is Alan Kiama. Good night.
Everywhere, GBS.